Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Pitstop podcast. I'm Jacob van der Merwe, joined by Charles Bosch and Mark Jones. Gents, another bakkie this week. But before we get to the bakkie, Charles, Changan.
Yes.
Tell us about them.
Well, they're back. We all know many years
Officially,
ago.
yeah.
They're officially back. We all know them as a company called China that made those tiny little Suzuki lookalike
Super carry thingies.
super carry bakkies.
Which they race, by the way.
Yes, you
Officially
raced
in a
them.
race series.
Yeah, there was a one makes
series,
it China. Yeah, with the double cab versions. I remember that.
Just for that's worth, they got raced and they were driven all the way from China to South Africa.
Yes, I remember that
What
as well.
that's worth. So they kind of proved their value.
Okay.
But those, go back to Shanghai.
Yeah. So they're now officially called Changan, no longer China. So they relaunched themselves at the beginning of the year and they've brought in 5 new products and they're going to be expanding it next year. We've got a sedan called the Alsvan. We've got an SUV called the CS75 Pro. They've also launched their Depol brand, which is their new energy vehicle brand.
Yes.
And then of more importance, or what this is all about,
they're only
the two
importance,
bakkies, there is the Hunter, basically the twin of the Peugeot Landtrack. It is the car that provides the base for the Peugeot Landtrack. And then that's got a normal diesel engine. And then one called the Hunter K50, which has been renamed in South Africa as the Hunter REEV. REEV, and that stands for Range Extending Electric Vehicle, and there's your biggest clue.
Fantastic.
First of these of a range extending electric vehicle in South Africa. First as a bakkie, but we've had a car before that, the BMW, which I forgot about, to be honest. It was the BMW i3 Rex many years ago.
Leap Motor kind of just beat them to it too.
A little bit, yes.
Okay, so We've got normal ICE, which is internal combustion engine. We've got mild hybrid, usually with a 48-volt system. Then we have got what we call HEV. It's the self-charging hybrid, hybrid electric vehicle.
Yes.
Then we've got plug-in hybrids, PHEV, PHEV.
Yes.
That's plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. And most of them say a fully electric vehicle normally is stated as a BEV, a battery electric vehicle.
Correct.
Now REEV, range extending electric vehicle. It's still driven basically like electric vehicle of the battery and the motor, but it's got an engine, but the engine doesn't drive the wheels.
No.
The engine's hooked up and powers the motor and battery.
That's a generator. It's basically a generator.
Yeah, we had this discussion offline because we were kind of like, so does this thing only drive? You got this 1.5 turbocharged petrol engine, correct?
In the Hunter.
Yeah.
That's a 2-litre turbo petrol.
Okay.
2-litre
turbo petrol engine just to drive an electric motor, and you're going, why not do like with little BM and put a little 650cc engine? Why do you need this massive 2-litre turbocharged engine to drive an electric motor? It sounds bizarre, but that's how it works. It's got a battery.
Yes.
And it's got a petrol engine. The battery and the petrol engine drive an electric motor. The electric motor drives the wheels. So the two power sources never actually drive the vehicle, so to speak.
No.
They're there to produce energy for the electric motor. So when the battery runs flat, as you've seen, then the petrol engine kicks in and runs that electric motor. So, I mean, you've got a petrol engine driving an electric motor. It's bizarre.
It's a weird setup, but it's one of the biggest growing type of propulsion units in especially in China. I mean, you mentioned Leap Motor with the C10, which works exactly the same principle. And a lot of companies are now starting with this whole REEV concept. It sounds incredibly bizarre. None of us have experienced it, how it works.
Hopefully we will soon.
Exactly. So we'll have to wait and see. So it's completely foreign for us at this stage, but we have it now.
So, and I get this. It's confusing to all of us.
Yeah.
When the world went into this, tomorrow everything's green, no more internal combustion engines. They had all these lofty targets. By 2030, no more of this, no more of this. Okay, we're all going to go carbon neutral.
Yep.
And that meant the end of the internal combustion engine.
Was done.
And as the world started realizing, but listen, this electrification and this battery only, the world's not quite ready for all of that yet. Now we kind of putting this incredible electric technology. Where's the engine? Oh, there's the engine. Put the engine next to this thing. So, where the big thing with that was the CO2 emissions, which like killing the earth and the trees and the everything and polluting the fish and the whatever. Now we're bringing it back to power something that's effectively emission-free.
And we're happy with that.
Yeah.
We take that 2-liter turbocharged engine, which was the devil.
Yes.
Because it had CO2 emissions and we hated those things. Now, because we use that to power a electric motor, that is the new savior of the earth. This is the new green thing. But that engine is still working. Yes, it's not working all the time. It's not working flat out. But you're using this 2-liter engine as a generator.
It is basically a generator,
It's generating CO2. Again, if you're going to have that concept, why not just have a substantially smaller little CO2, more friendly engine if you're going to go this way, driving your electric motor? Why do you need that 2-liter turbo engine? Could run that car on its own.
It can
So
easily.
why do you need such a big engine to run an electric motor? It's bizarre. I've got to be honest. I look at it and I go, this is how Confucius works, because now we're going, they don't mention the CO2 emission. Well, they do, but all the tree huggers are happy. Oh, look, it's got electric motor.
It's a new
Woohoo.
energy vehicle.
It is a new energy
It's got a
vehicle.
fancy little acronym with a V at the end.
Yeah.
Yay.
I mean, it's a similar concept to what Nissan uses. Nissan's got the exact same thing called e-Power, which was a little 1.5-liter engine, but it works exactly the same principle. And more manufacturers are now starting, because I saw, recently read an article where it says now plug-in hybrids are now the big issue because they are dirtier than a lot of things now. And now we have this whole reef setup, but it's completely bizarre.
Okay, that's the one part of it. Now the other part, which is what consumers will be more interested in, is what does it do and what does it cost? Power is not shabby at all.
No, 200 kilowatts and 470 newton meters of torque combined.
That's very generous. And it comes in at below 800.
Correct, yes. I think it's 699,000 if I'm correct.
Then that starts making a lot of sense. So if we can't make the other things make sense, then at least this part makes sense.
And I'm looking forward to driving it.
Very much so.
Because, 200 kilowatt bakkie, I'm interested to see how the petrol and the electric power works together. The performance should be good. Then all of a sudden, if that thing's got great performance real world, and the consumption's as great as they say real world, over 1,000 Ks on a tank all day, every day. And I think the tank is?
I think it's a 70-liter tank or something. And it's about 130 odd kilometer range, full-on electric range.
You can still charge it around if you're running around. So it's got all those positives. I'd love to experience it real world, and then exactly right at the right price. You go, if you ignore the tree hugging part, here's the clever idea.
Yeah, because 800 in a heritage bakkie brand does not get you all that far.
No,
not anymore.
Not anymore. No.
If you're gonna be looking at Fords, you got to spend for that amount of bakkie, you got to spend over $1 million. For a 3-liter V6, a wild track, all of those type of things. I mean, if you look at performance-wise in a Hilux stable, a GRS, that's also
$1 million.
$1 million rand on the
much closer to that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good as far as that goes. The other thing is, it's a damn nice looking bakkie.
It's very, very nice.
Because the normal Hunter, the diesel Hunter, looks a bit like the Landtrek, you got to admit, and the donor model, the KSC
K70, which is no longer being produced.
Yes, but it's still a Chinese bakkie. But I mean, where this thing separates itself completely, it looks like a lacquer bakkie.
It looks fantastic. What they've actually done with this is they've taken because it's also sold as a depot in certain countries.
Which is fully electric. Yes,
and if you go a little bit further, it's also sold in Mexico as a Ram and as a Fiat in South America.
No, stop.
No, we'll go further.
I'm going back to petrol engines,
Now, when they've taken the depot styling language and they've just plonked it onto
which is the more
front.
Futuristic electric. Yes.
Yeah, they've just taken the styling language of depot, remove the depot badge, which looks a little bit like an upside-down Pontiac badge, and then plonk it on the front of the car. And then the interior is just as nice and futuristic. Again, they've used the depot interior instead of going with the Changan interior. Because if you look at the diesel Hunter, it is exactly the same as the Landtrek's interior. Even the gear lever is the same. It's just got Changan written on the steering wheel. But with the Hunter REEV, using the depot interior, it looks so much more futuristic. It looks a lot more upmarket. And on that basis, we all know that the Chinese excel at exterior design and making a car look good. So on that basis, styling-wise alone, it looks rugged, it looks butch. They've got a winner in that area alone.
Perfect. Like we say, we're excited to get our hands on one.
Yeah.
We'll
Can't
definitely
wait.
take the Gerotech. It's going to make for some very interesting reading down the drag strip there.
And we will be back again talking about bakkies.
We will
Again.
be back
Again.
again. We will be
Yeah.
back again. Maybe we can make some more sense on the reef because we need to figure it out for ourselves. yet.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another day. Thank you for listening to us this week. Join us again next time. Cheers.